All right, it's December 17th, 2011. I'm going to give like half of this recording to some political stuff that I didn't finish in my first recording yesterday. So this guy named Daniel, he's Kingery, General Delivery. I guess he doesn't have a home, or he doesn't want mail delivered to his home in Wilcox, Arizona. Sent another letter that I didn't get a chance to open. You see, I don't get out to Malibu very often to get my mail. It's not a very good way to contact me. If you want to contact me, you have to go to Canoga Park, crappy city where they burnt my house and took all my cars, trucks, boats, motorhomes. So first he sent me a letter on August 24th, then one in October. Feel free to correct any errors on my part, so on. He was talking about he was one of the 2008 candidates, presidential candidates, and you understand some of the difficulties that we face. So on, so on, so on. Picking the lesser of two evils. No person can be a president other than, this is only, Daniel, this is only if you really care about the Constitution of the United States. Let me tell you what Alexander Hamilton said about the Constitution of the United States, which he mentions here in his second letter, 1787, written by a bunch of drunks. Do you want me to prove it? Alexander Hamilton owned a wine company, and he has signatures to, Alexander Hamilton, excuse me, John Hancock, owned a wine thing, not Alexander Hamilton. And Alex is the one who said that, Alexander Hamilton said that when the Constitution was written, he said that it's a milky, wishy-washy thing, quote unquote. Then George Mason said that it was pretty much the same thing. That's the same guy that was named after, they named the university, George Mason University, after him. There are tons of people back then that said these things. Amending a constitution that's not written correctly anyway to begin with, when you had stolen the land from the native peoples of this continent, means that you're going to write a document that's going to generate nothing but evil karma. You don't steal land from people that are indigenous to this country. Matter of fact, the United States committed the first act of terrorism against the native peoples, and it was a biological terrorism. They distributed blankets contaminated with smallpox to an Indian tribe that almost wiped all of them out. That's just to begin with. Besides the fact that Ben Franklin lived with the native peoples, and he stole some of the things that were said in the 1500s by the prophet Dagan, who brought peace to the eastern tribes by the houses, I'm trying to remember the name, the Confederation of Long Houses. When we go to these things, you have to understand that and I say you have to. As citizens, you people are very lazy and unfocused. You don't care. You don't vote for people because of what you've studied about them. The United States, I'm just going to get to the point, you're an evil country. You've created tons and tons of bad karma, and people have to live up to this bad karma that you've created. Killed innocent men, women, and children in all your wars. Check all my videos. I know that I'm a tiring person to listen to, and it's going to be extremely tiresome to listen to any of my videos, much less all 80 or 90 of them. I can't put what has happened to me in the many years that I've lived on this planet, and even speaking for my older twin, the many years he's been on this planet. I can't speak for both of us. He doesn't want to talk to any of you anymore. He's fed up. He's done with the United States of America. He wants to take what little is left of his possessions and leave, and so do I. And he asks me constantly, why are you wasting your time? These people aren't worth it. And he's right. Matter of fact, he believes the planet Narubu will do us all a favor and wipe you all out. The planet that supposedly is on the YouTube that's going to come real close to us and destroy all of us. Maybe that's what should happen. After all, what's life about? Taking advantage of other people, hurting people? I'm only 5 minutes into this tape, and I really haven't said or covered the enormous amount of documentation or subject matters that I need to cover. Besides the fact of this Vote Smart thing, which asks you questions like, crappy Vote Smart, they cut my picture off. This, I sent you a photograph this big, 8.5, 10, with me pictured in the middle, dressed in royal robes with a crown on my head, and you cut the top off of my head and enlarge it. And some people said I looked like Big Bird. Some people did recognize it and said they couldn't see the rest of the picture. So you know what? You're all full of crap. I hate all of you equally. You're not worth wasting my time on because you suck. You all suck. You suck like the Earth's gravity. You're stuck in this wallowing pit of bullcrap that you pass on, vomit, that you pass on to each other. And this is vomit, okay? It's absolute vomit. And so real quickly, less than a minute, I'm 6 minutes into this. Here's the questions they ask you on Vote Smart. Political courage test. Budget, spending, and taxes. In order to balance the budget. Well, first of all, first one on the list. Do you agree or disagree with abortion? Well, I'm not going to answer that. It's none of your damn business. You're screwed anyway. It doesn't matter whether a person's for or against it. The person who this is happening to is the person who should have last word on it, which means if the woman gets pregnant, it's her decision. It's not our decision. And only because our decision if the taxpayer pays for it. I see. So the taxpayer pays for abortions. Whoop-de-doo. So what? You're already paying for innocent men, women, and children that are actually born into this world and killed in Afghanistan and Iraq. You want to talk contradictions? You are the people paying the taxes that are contradictory. You are the hypocrites. Howard Stern makes multi-millions of dollars. He's never had me on his show. He's a jerk, just like all the other people are jerks. They've been bought and paid for by money. Oh, really? Let me tell you how jerky this Vote Smart is. Founding members. It reads like a list of the Bilderberg Group, okay? Jimmy Carter, which my older counterpart met one time. Gerald Ford, now deceased. George McGovern, Barry Goldwater, Geraldine Ferraro. She was a vice president in 1984, I believe. Michael Dukakis, another former presidential runner. Bill First, Bill Frenzel, Lucy Benson, woman in National League of Voters. They're the ones that kept me out of debating the idiot mayor of Los Angeles. Jim Leach, former U.S. representative. I could go the whole thing. Edward Brooke, Barbara Lee, Kenneth Adelman, Claudine Schneider, William Lace Clay Jr., Pat Schroeder, blah, 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 blah. Newt Gingrich, hey, he's a presidential candidate now. What's he doing on there being a founding member? He should be cut off from these people. His name shouldn't even been on there because conflict of interest. Richard Campbell, president of Vote Smart. You're a jerk. You really are a jerk. You treated me unfairly, and I shouldn't be giving you any donation of any time, not even 1 second, to this YouTube, except to condemn you and call you for what you are, just a bunch of jerks and child-paying killers. Now, Daniel wrote his stuff. He's almost talking like he's going to get on YouTube too. Well, you know what, Daniel? Go on my YouTube and look at all my 80 videos, okay? All right, here's a kid from Alabama, Huntsville, Alabama. It's postmarked, August 2011. He actually did some research on me. He wrote out to me as De Buenaparte, Caesar St. Augustine, sole Royal Embassy of the United States of Turtle Island. That was the house at the corner of DeSoto and Hart that somebody set fire to. There was an embassy there that the U.S. government was sending their list of embassies, their directory, their special directory to that address, which was 22095 Hart Street. No, you are the jerk-offs, all of you. Now, here's a magazine called The Freeman, Ideas on Liberty. Let me give you just some of the cover titles. Let's see if we can cover all these questions for Vote Smart, which are idiot questions, which you'd have to be president to be savvy to all the top secret stuff told to you, so you could even make these decisions even with the help of what I call sequential order programmers, which is what I would install if I was emperor of the country legally, okay? Because I'm symbolic emperor of the country since 1996. I did that on cable access TV. Go look at all the videos, go read all the YouTube stuff, including the Museum of Hoaxes, which I don't belong on, okay? Because I am not a hoax. If anybody's a hoax, it's you people who spend that money with the name of God printed on it, and the coins are printed the name of God on it too. And you take that money with the name of God on it, and you pay it to taxes, and that kills innocent children. And if you don't believe me, go get this book. I showed you the DVD video, Addicted to War by Frank Durrell. You'll see the whole history of war since the beginning of the United States, all 300 years. So here's this magazine, The Freeman, Ideas on Liberty, and they talk about, bullcrap philosophy, whatever. Zoo Incorporated. Antitrust regulations. Are there too many lawyers? Yeah, I think so. Defending freedom and the free society. Oh my goodness. Now we're doing it in Iraq and Afghanistan and Vietnam. And the failure of American public education. Well, we don't need to go into that and read that. Educational vouchers. Education for one's own sake. Homeschooling and educational choice. Here's another one. Richard Cobden, creator of the free market. There's his picture. You see his picture right there? There you go. Ethics and business. Hollywood's view of capitalism. The forgotten consumer. These are all articles from 1993. Thomas Jefferson, Liberty and Power. The growth of government in America. Can voluntarism survive the tax man? Judging politicians. That's a funny one. Victim, a fate of its own. Will Constitution trump revolution in Eastern Europe? Mexico, myths and reality. Operation Smile. Oh, I see that. Doctors go over there to fix clefts on children in foreign countries and kill them at the same time, but they don't have a good dental clinic here in the United States. Free dental clinic. Okay, socialized dentistry and socialized medicine is what I would have in this country as dictator of this country. Screw the president. Screw the Congress. Screw your state legislatures and screw everybody, state, federal, and local. You're all politicians. You're all evil. Too many cooks in the kitchen. Oh, I'll still let you exist, and you can talk all you want to, but I doubt very seriously, unless you show me a comprehensive, successful program that's been tested, okay? You ain't going to get in. I'm 13 minutes into here. I'll try to get through this real quick. A defense of property rights and capitalism. Boy, if that doesn't show that my rights were violated, civil rights, for decades, as well as my older twin. Deregulating airlines. Do no harm. Well, that's a good one. This is in a magazine called The Freeman. Ideas on Liberty. Well, yeah, I'm glad it's just ideas because they certainly aren't reality. Reality, supreme being. Morality in America. The government's war on poverty. That's been going on since the beginning. Highway robbery. Boy, I can show you my empty pockets. I've definitely been robbed over and over again every month. Outlawing corporations. Consumer ethics. Parents and government. The new industrial policy, paying bureaucrats to run amok. Boy, that's a good title. Environmentalism, the triumphs of politics. The triumphs of politics? Yeah, how to rip you off. Science and environment, overpopulation, the perennial myth. If anything, Howard should have me on his program just to put down the whole America continually till the election and have the people overthrow the country and have me installed as Emperor of the United States. Hey. Why Adam Smith burned his clothes. The economic way, we're 14 minutes, 30 seconds. I'm going to have to do this in two-parters. The economics way of thinking. Banking without regulations. The trouble with Keynes. We're 14 minutes, 40 seconds. The medicine and the welfare state. Oh, there it is. The coming financial collapse of Social Security. National health care, medicine in Germany. 1918 and 1945. The politics of fair share. The case of happy endings. All right, we'll go to the next one. It's 15 minutes now.